Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking about plums, and I have a list of tips and ideas for helping you out when you're working with plums. Now this applies to fresh plums and dried plums, also known as prunes. So if you're looking for something different to do with them, hopefully this will help you out. If you've stored plums in the refrigerator, take them out and allow them to come to room temperature before you enjoy them. That'll help to soften them up a little bit and bring out their natural juiciness and sweetness. If you'd like to remove the pit of your plum before you use it, all you need to do is cut it in half and twist it. Now, you take your plum, you've got your stem end up here, the bottom end here. You want to cut it from the stem end down lengthwise and then all the way around. And then you can take it and set it where the cut side is going around this way. And then you take those two halves and you twist them in opposite directions, and that should release the two. And then you can take the top half off, pick the seed right on out, and then you're ready to use your plum. If you intend to cook your plums in some way and you want to remove the peel first, it's really easy to do. Just bring a pot of water to boil and then dunk those plums in that pot of boiling water for 30 seconds. That's all it takes. And then immediately take them out, transfer them to a bowl of ice water, and allow them to sit there until they completely cool. And it should not take very long, 30 seconds to a minute at the most. And then that peel will easily remove off for you. Now, if you have some dried plums or prunes in the refrigerator and you want to go to use them and you found that they've gotten kind of dried out and they're on the hard side, you can easily refresh them by placing them in a little bowl of hot water. Okay, just leave them in there for a few minutes and that'll help to soften them back up. And now if you plan to cook those prunes, note that if you've softened them in some hot water, they are going to be softer, and so their cooking time will be reduced if you do that. Why not add some diced fresh plums or even dried plums to your morning cereal? How about trying a cold fruit soup by blending some stewed plums or prunes with yogurt and a little honey? Why not serve some stewed prunes or dried plums on top of pancakes and waffles? How about adding some diced prunes or dried plums to homemade trail mix or even granola? Why not add some diced dried plums to scones? Here's a great tip for people who like to bake. A puree of dried plums can be used as a substitute for fat or oil in baked products. And this would apply to quick breads or muffins, something like that. If you have a recipe that calls for plums, I'm talking about fresh plums, and you don't have any or you don't have enough on hand, there are some things that you could substitute for them. And yes, the flavors may be slightly different, but these would work as a substitute. You could try a plum cot, and this is a hybrid of a plum and an apricot, or a pluot. That's also a hybrid of a plum and an apricot, but it's closer to a plum. And aprium, that's a hybrid of an apricot and a plum that's closer to an apricot. Or substitute an apricot, or nectarines, peaches, or even cherries or mangoes. And yes, the flavors would be different, but they can work as substitutes. 1 pound of fresh plums will give you about 2.5 cups of sliced fruit or 2 cups of cooked fruit. Now, if you have a recipe that calls for dried plums or prunes and you don't have enough or don't have any on hand, I have other substitutes that you can use for that. Again, the flavors may vary a little bit, but they would work as substitutes. Dried figs, medjool dates, raisins, dried persimmons, dried apricots, dried blueberries, or even dried cherries. And 1 pound of dried plums or prunes will be about 2.5 cups, or 4 to 4.5 cups when they are cooked. I do hope this helps you out. Take care. Bye for now.